Hey, what's up? I'm Ollie. Today we're going to be teaching you Blue Suede Shoes by Elvis Presley, the king of rock and roll. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Well, it's a work for all the money, for the show. Get ready now, go, cat, going, don't you? Step on my blue suede shoes. You can do the things that you off my blue suede shoes. Stand down, stand guard. Drag my leg from my room job. Do anything that you wanna do. Honey, lay off them shoes and don't you? Step on my blue suede shoes. You can do the things that you off my blue suede shoes. Okay, so first things first. It's a pretty simple song. You'll use 4 chords, I believe. You got your A, your A7, D, and E major. So first thing, you're going to start off on the A chord. So the A chord is just barring down these 3 frets down here on the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th strings. Now, since it's an A chord, you want to make sure that the bass note is an A. It's got to be clear, because that's the basis of the sound. Now, you're not supposed to have the E string in there technically, but it's alright if you hear it for a little. Just try not to hit it. You can also mute it out with your thumb if you really want. So, that's what your A chord sounds like. A. Now the second one we're going to be using is an A7, which is basically the same as an A, except you're missing that G string. Make sure that's open so that you get that kind of funkier sound. A, A7. Just a lot of people, when they bar down this string right here, they tend to mute the G string, but just make sure you're not muting that down like that, so you get a nice clean sound. A7. So your D chord is 3 fingers. On the 2nd fret, you'll have your 2nd finger here, 1st finger here, and your 3rd finger there. Once again, make sure you're not muting any strings. Make sure your fingers aren't touching anything else other than the string they're supposed to be muting. A lot of people make that mistake, and make sure the root note of that is your D. So you're only playing these 4 strings. Don't play these 2, make sure you don't hit them, else it'll muddy up the chord. So that's your open D. D. From the D, you're going to go to the E chord. It's your basic E major chord. You're going to be playing all the strings on that one. So what you do is you get your 2 fingers here on the 2nd fret of the A and D strings. It's just below the E string. So if you want, it's the 5th and 4th strings. And your 1st finger right here, it's going to be hitting the G string there. So that's your open E. E. So once again, A, A7, D, E. Okay, now I'm going to play the whole song for you, but I'm going to say the chords instead of singing it. Ready? A for the A, A for the A, A for the A, and A7 go, don't you? D, 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 A, D, A. So Blue Suede Shoes is a 12-bar blues song. A lot of songs back in the 50s, early rock and roll, they were all like that because they were born out of a union between like country and blues music. So you'd have 3 chords that your song is based around. And we'd call that 3rd chord the turnaround. So it's usually just alternating between your main 2 chords. And then your turnaround you go. And that's the structure Blue Suede Shoes is. But instead here, you're doing your open major chords. So, you start on the A, and you're just gonna have a nice staccato strumming thing, because when Elvis is singing it, you get that good downstroke there. So it goes, for the money, for the show, get it ready now, go cat go. The last thing I did there was I switched from the A to an A7. So let's remember that. One for the money, two for the show, you get it ready now, go cat go, and don't you. Then we'll switch to D. Okay, now you try. Ready? 1, 2, 3, go. Okay, so after that A, we're going to switch to the D. Now, start with the A's, remember, go to the A7, and then from that, you're going to go to the D. So, 1 for the money, 2 for the show, 3 to get ready, and A7 go. D. Step on my blue suede, and then back to the A. Shoes. So let's try that one more time. 1 for the money, 2 for the show, 3 to get it ready now, go cat go, and don't you step on my blue suede shoes. And now we're going to go to the turnaround next. Alright, so once you've got those chord changes down, remember, it's between the A and the A7, the D, and back to the A. So what you're going to do is the turnaround, and that's your E chord. So, 1 for the money, 2 for the show, 3 to get it ready and go cat go, D, A, and then you go to the E. Don't you step on my D, A. Alright, so we're just going to run through that one more time, and then we're going to put the whole thing together, and there's 2 verses. So, ready? 1 for the money, 2 for the show, 3 to get it ready now, go cat go, and don't you step on my blue suede shoes. For you can do anything to stay off of my blue suede shoes. And there's 2 verses of that. Okay, so now we're gonna make sure you got your strumming right. So, first thing you want to do though is make sure you have the right pick. A lot of people prefer to have a thinner pick when they're strumming, because it has more give and you can go up and down easier. Sometimes I like to strum just without even a pick. Nice sound to me, but it's honestly whatever you prefer. Some people would even want to use a hard pick. Just try it out with whatever is comfortable for you, and then find your zone. So now, we're going to do mostly downstrokes for those A's, because you want that staccato blast. And A7, so here's what you're going to do. 1 for the money, downstroke, 2 for the show, downstroke, you get it ready now, go cat go. And then you're going to start doing your up and downs. And then to your D. So let's practice that, your up and downs. You just go, it's going to go down, up, down. Ready? Down. Practice that a couple times so you're comfortable with it. Don't hurry with the chord changes or anything. Just try and get yourself comfortable in the strumming pattern, because rhythm is the most important thing. Remember, we're going to practice your strumming. Down, down, up, down, up. Now you can do it with the strings muted if you want. Or you can do it with the chord. Okay, so I'm going to play the whole thing through. Ready? 2 verses. For the money, for the show, get it ready now, go cat go. Step on my blue suede shoes. You can do anything you say on my blue suede shoes. Or you can knock me down, step on my face, slam my name all over the place, and do anything that you want to do. Honey, lay off of them shoes and don't you step on my blue suede shoes. Or you can do anything to say off my blue suede shoes. Okay, so, in the words of Jedi Master Obi-Wan Kenobi, you've taken your first step into a larger world. So keep practicing, keep learning some rock and roll. Long live the king.